The top stories for the hour. University president says realizing GERD after decades-long international pressure depicts Ethiopia's resilience. And Ethiopian Airlines launched direct flight to Abu Dhabi to deepen bilateral and regional ties. Hello and welcome to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. It's me, Magdala. Seguimos today's updates. Do stay with us. Ethiopian State Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Hadara Berra, conferred with U.S. Ambassador to Ethiopia, Irvin Jose Masinga. During the meeting, the two sides held extensive discussion on bilateral relations and regional issues of mutual concern. Ambassador Hadara emphasized the importance of continued engagement and collaboration at all levels to further strengthen the long-standing friendship between Ethiopia and the United States, according to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ethiopia's National Intelligence and Security Service said Tuesday that has arrested 82 suspected ISIS operatives in a major counter-terrorism operation across the country. The suspect, reportedly trained by the Somali wing of ISIS in Puntland, were captured following an extensive intelligence-led investigation. NISS says the group was attempting to expand their network into Ethiopia by establishing sleeper cells and recruiting operatives. Working alongside federal and regional security forces, NISS uncovered evidence linking the suspect to financial, logistical, and operational support for ISIS. Some were also involved in recruitment and intelligence work. Authorities warned that ISIS has been exploiting religious institutions to spread extremist ideology and incite violence. The arrest took place in multiple regions, including Addis Ababa, Oromia, Somali, Central Ethiopia, Amhara, and Harari. NISS praised the role of local community in supporting the operation and urged the public to stay vigilant and report any suspicious activities. Ethiopia's Green Legacy initiative is showing real progress in expanding forest cover and strengthening national food security, according to the Government Communication Service. As part of this year's rainy season campaign, senior officials and staff for the Government Communication Service, the Ethiopian Palace Administration, and the Ethiopian Communication Authority took part in a tree-planting event in Malkasa Palace. Speaking to the Ethiopian News Agency, State Minister of Government Communication Service, Tesfaun Gobeze, said the country's once declining forest cover is now recovering thanks to the Green Legacy program. He added that the seedling planted are not only helping reforestation but also support food security. Fellow State Minister Kabede Dasisa echoed this, pointing to Ethiopia's ongoing environmental challenge such as deforestation, land degradation, and drought, and the Green Legacy's role in tackling these issues sustainably. Director General of the Ethiopian Palace Administration, Mitiku Daresa, and Director General of the Ethiopian Communication Authorities, Balcha Reba, for their part, emphasized the significance of this initiative in building climate resilience, aiding in water conservation, and biodiversity protection. This year, Ethiopia plans to plant 7.5 billion seedlings across the country as part of the Green Legacy drive. Ethiopia generated 4.8 billion Ethiopian birr in revenue from tourism sector over the past 11 months alone. Approached by EBC World, researcher Taganu Gosa lauded the government's aggressive initiative in reforming the overall image of Addis Ababa. Tagasurnasa brings us up to speed.
Tourism's contribution to the macroeconomic has grown, now accounting for 3% of the national economic performance. The number of annual tourists, once struggling to cross the 1 million mark, has seen a notable increase due to the renewed global interest in Ethiopia's travel experiences. Approached by ABC World researcher Taganu Gosa lauded the government's aggressive initiative in reforming the overall image of Addis Ababa.
Addis Ababa is, of course, is a capital of Africa, and it's a diplomatic capital of Africa, and it's in terms of administration, it hosts a lot of international organizations, including it being the headquarters of Addis Ababa. For Addis Ababa not to be a center of tourism for so long, what it lacked was the infrastructure, right? Now the government is aggressively building these infrastructures in Addis Ababa, which is going to change the picture of Addis Ababa, not only for its own residents, but also in order to promote this status of Addis Ababa. It deserves to be as a capital of Africa, as a diplomatic capital of Africa for that matter. So the fact that the government is building and extending the walkways, the roads, and the greeneries, and the hotels, and the transformation going on in Addis Ababa is going to boost the status of Addis Ababa itself as a capital of Africa, as a proud capital of Africa, which it was lacking. And now this is going to, by default, bring in many people to visit Addis Ababa. That's a guaranteed thing. So the fact is, the government and people living in Addis Ababa in harmony need to finish this infrastructure development that was started. It's not finished. And of course, many parts of Addis Ababa have been already completely transformed. I think this work will continue. And once it nears completion, Addis Ababa is going to attract a lot of tourists abroad and within the country. That's a guaranteed thing. That was what it was lacking before.
Coupled with the transformation of the cities across the country, if natural habitats and biodiversity hotspots are protected, Taganu highlights various sites could be offered for the world to discover.
Now, the paleo-tourism can be one avenue that can add and attract many tourists in Ethiopia. The conference tourism, of course, what has been started in Addis Ababa, I think will continue to the other regional towns and bigger cities. And we do have a lot of natural wonders and attractions, and we need to protect our natural habitats. Biodiversity hotspots should be protected more. And once we do that, and on all these sectors, we can integrate and have more attractions that we can offer for tourists in the coming years. And this is going, and once we aggressively work on this one, I think the issue of attracting tourists, once promotion is done and once we do have the infrastructure in place, in these all directions we are talking about, it's not going to be an issue. It's not a matter of do they come to Ethiopia? It's a matter of when they come to Ethiopia.
The researcher further added that peace and security of the country has to be guaranteed in order to increase the tourist flow to the country.
And the only thing we should do is, of course, one thing is very important. In addition to coming up with a systematic package of tourism and expanding the kind of tourist opportunities we provide, is guarantee the peace and security of the country. Wherever there is no peace, tourism will not come. And we should focus and work on resolving our whatever issues we do have in the country. Then, and I'm sure once we stabilize and guarantee the peace of the nation, tourism will come. And tourists, international tourists, local tourists, will be willing, and it will come. That I have no doubt about.
Ethiopia is recognized as Africa's fastest growing tourist destination, with a 40% increase in international arrivals over the past 5 years, according to the United Nations World Tourism Organization. This growth rate places Ethiopia 6th globally among countries with the fastest growing tourism sectors.
Realizing the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam project after 13 years. Long regional threats and international pressure shows Ethiopia's resilience and heroism, says Direda University president. The completion of the dam would have a great impact on the quality of education and higher learning institutions, she told ABC World. Santaya Tamirat reports.
The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam project has now been completed, and the government of Ethiopia announced early July that the inauguration of Africa's biggest hydropower dam will come after the rainy season. Following this, Ethiopians are reacting on the realization of the country's flagship project. Accordingly, Direda University President Uba Adam told ABC World that Ethiopia's attainment of the GERD project after decade-long pressures symbolizes Ethiopia's resilience and heroism.
Challenge, threats and external pressure symbolizes the resistance of Ethiopians to any external pressure and threats. So far, we've been proud of and known for our resistance against colonial aggressors. And now we could show the world that gallantry is not only in the battlefield, but also with accomplishing such mega projects of multifaceted benefits. As a member of this generation, I'm proud of realizing one of the world's largest and Africa's biggest hydropower dam project. It's a big victory.
It's also an exemplary deed for the next generation, the president said.
We've been standing in a unison for a common cause of realizing GERD by purchasing bonds, participating in rallies to support the dam, and against regional and global actions and movements against the dam. Our forefathers built Aksum, Lalibela, and Jogo Wall, and Ethiopians of this generation have built this colossal hydropower dam of big economic significance. And the next generation will also be encouraged by these achievements and will definitely rise up to put his own historic print. The dam, in fact, has touristic values and adds to Ethiopia's endeavors to attain food and nutrition self-sufficiency. And this really will have a bright future for Ethiopians and for meetings of Ethiopian prosperity.
While the GERD completion has domestic socio-economic significance, it will have big implications for Ethiopia's diplomacy globally, Uba noted. She also commented on the impact on the quality of education the power from the GERD will have.
The fact that GERD's significant power supply to the national grid brings a meaningful boost in the country's industrialization would mean our students attending technology and industry discipline will have ample opportunities to successfully accomplish their practical session in the upcoming industries as well. This meaningfully contributes to the quality of education in higher learning institutions. In addition, it also enables universities to generate a highly competitive force to the domestic and global labor market. It'll highly increase the rate of employment to our graduates. Ethiopian Airlines Group CEO Mesfin Tasso says the launch of direct daily flights to Abu Dhabi marks a proud milestone in expanding Africa's global reach and deepening Ethiopia-UAE aviation ties. UAE Embassy Deputy Head of Mission in Ethiopia, Hamad Farid, for his part, says the new route between Addis Ababa and Abu Dhabi reflects a shared commitment to enhancing regional and international connectivity. Goshu Meliso has the following report.
Ethiopian Airlines first began serving Abu Dhabi in 1976 but discontinued the route due to operational shifts. Since then, the airline has operated uninterrupted services to Dubai and more recently to Sharjah. Ethiopian Airlines, Africa's leading carrier, continues to strengthen its international network with regular flights connecting Addis Ababa to Dubai, United Arab Emirates. The national flag carrier operates daily flights between Bole International Airport and Dubai International Airport, offering both business and economy class options to suit travelers' diverse needs. Speaking at the inaugural ceremony, Ethiopian Airlines Group CEO Masfin Tasso said the launch of direct daily flights to Abu Dhabi marks a proud milestone in expanding Africa's global reach.
Today marks a proud moment for all of us at Ethiopian Airlines. We are celebrating the addition of yet another vital link on our ever-expanding destination map. Abu Dhabi, a city rich in culture, innovation, opportunities and strategic significance. As a truly Pan-African airline, Ethiopian has long served as a bridge connecting Africa with the Middle East, the Gulf region and beyond. Our flights have played a vital role in facilitating trade, tourism, investment, and cultural exchanges.
The deputy head of mission at the United Arab Emirates Embassy in Addis Ababa, Hamad Farid, hailed the occasion as an important step forward in enhancing regional and global connectivity.
This new route is an important step. By connecting our two dynamic capital cities, we strengthened the bonds between our nations and opened new opportunities for trade, tourism, and cultural exchange. It is also has been long awaited, and we are proud to see it become a reality. It is also a big step forward in improving our air services, showing our shared commitment to better regional and international connections.
Board chairman of the Ethiopian Airlines and commander of the Ethiopian Air Force, Lieutenant General Ilmar Dassa, for his part said the new route showcased the renewed commitment of bilateral cooperation between Ethiopia and UAE.
The commencement of this new service to Abu Dhabi stands as a testament to the success of our operation in the UAE and to confidence and trust placed in us by the United Arab Emirates government and the people. It also signals the deepening relationships between Ethiopia and the United Arab Emirates, two nations that share not only close diplomatic and economic ties, but also shared values and aspirations.
As part of its efforts to connect Africa with the rest of the world, Ethiopian Airlines is set to start flights to Australia.
That's all we had for today's update, but before I go, let's have a recap of the top stories once again. University president says realizing GERD after decades-long international pressure depicts Ethiopia's resilience. And Ethiopian Airlines launched direct flight to Abu Dhabi to deepen bilateral and regional ties. Thank you for tuning in to EBC World, the voice of Pan-Africanism. It was me, Gerla. See you in today's updates. Goodbye.